So, Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren have reported their figures for how much money they've raised during the third quarter. We have Joe Biden in at a pathetic $15.2 million and Elizabeth Warren at $24.6 million. All right, so let's begin with Warren, and then we'll get into Handsy Uncle Joseph, Sleepy Joe. So Warren came in with $24.6 million. This is a step up from the second quarter. Last quarter, she had $19.2 million. So that's good news for her. I mean, Andrew Yang has done way better, right? He had $2 million last quarter, and now he's up to $10 million. So that's insane. He's raised 5 times more. Obviously, this isn't that much of a huge jump for Warren, but it's still very good. It's still very sizable. And I mean, she fell just short of Bernie Sanders. So most of her donations are coming in online. She received almost 1 million donations from 500,000 donors. And more than 300,000 of those donors gave to her for the first time. What that implies is that these people have probably not reached the cap. They are new supporters, and that they will most likely, or they can at least, give to her campaign again. Now, why do we raise this point? We raise this point because it's about longevity, right? So if you look at Joe Biden, this guy, I think he's in trouble, because last quarter, Biden brought in 22 million and now he's down to 15. I mean, this is abysmal, okay? Not only does Biden have less money than Warren and Bernie, he has less money than he had the last quarter. This is really bad, man. This guy's campaign is in trouble. I'm telling you. He's been going around doing the whole fundraiser circuit, going to rich people. You know, they do little cocktail parties and they kiss each other's asses. You know, they kiss Joe Biden's ass. Joe Biden kisses their asses. There's a lot of ass kissing going on. And they usually give him the $2,800, which is the cap for how much you can give. And that's it. They're tapped out. So when we're saying here that Elizabeth Warren has 300,000 new donors, when we say that Bernie Sanders, 99% of people who've donated to Bernie Sanders haven't reached their limit, this is good, because that means they will donate again in the future and Bernie Sanders can keep up the streak. Okay, he can keep up these numbers. He can keep bringing in donations because these people who are donating to his campaign haven't reached the limit. That is not the case with Joe Biden. Okay, when Joe Biden is spending more time at cocktail parties than actually being out there and campaigning, you know, he's most likely getting those $2,800 and he's getting tapped out. Okay, so I think this quarter he did about 40 plus fundraisers. Last quarter he was doing 20. He's doing double the fundraisers this quarter and still only brought in 15 million. This is a huge drop. He's tapping out his donors. His numbers are falling. He's virtually tied in polls now. There's only about 2% difference between him and Warren. Dude, that's not looking good. This is the front runner. And on top of it, he's got the controversy with Trump. So you got a whole lot of stuff going on right now. Biden he's screwed. I mean, who knows? The DNC are very good at pulling tricks. You know, we're no strangers to this. Who knows what happens? But the way it looks now, it's not good. If you look at Hillary in 2016 and third quarter, dude, she did not raise 15 million. She was way up at 28 million. I think it was 28 million. How much was it? Yeah, it was 28 million. Okay. And Bernie was raising the same numbers. So Bernie in third quarter of 2016, he also raised about 25 million. Same thing this time around. Okay. Again, another 25 million in the third quarter. Bernie's doing fine. Okay. Warren is surging up there. She's at his heels, but Biden is flip-flopping. Not flip-flopping. I mean, he does flip-flop, but Biden is flopping. His numbers are going down. If you look at when he first announced his candidacy, man, the numbers shot up and then bam, they plummet and they stayed down. That's not the case though. When you see someone like Bernie Sanders who has a grassroots movement, and when we say grassroots, we mean grassroots. We're not using that buzzword like Elizabeth Warren and all the other candidates try to use. No, we mean real grassroots. Okay? People that have been supporting him for years now. Okay? Since 2016. That are still behind him. An actual movement. Okay? 1 million plus volunteers. 1 million plus donors. That's a movement. And when you see that kind of thing, you're always going to keep your numbers up. Okay, you're not going to see what Biden is seeing because the whole political climate has shifted now. It's more about how many small donations can you get and not how many fundraising checks you can get from cocktail parties. All right. I mean, look, money still rules Washington. But to say that small donations don't count today in 2019, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. Now, if you look at Trump, man, you don't even want to know about Trump, man. Trump has raised, I think, about 125 million this quarter. Let me repeat that for you. Trump has raised about 125 million this quarter. Okay? That's more than all the Democratic candidates combined. He's not messing around. He has about $300 million plus in his war chest. Man, he's ready for next year. Believe that. He's got the RNC behind him. Trump is not playing. And just to reiterate that point, in the 2 days following the announcement of the impeachment inquiry, Trump raised $13 million. Okay? So in the 2 days after they announced we're going to impeach you, man, he raised $13 million. That's almost as much as Biden raised in the entire quarter. So don't think Trump is playing around. Man, Trump is humiliating Biden, and we haven't even gotten into the election. He's humiliating him in every way possible. Ukraine is going to investigate him. He's pawning his ass on Twitter with memes. He's outraising him with donations. Dude, we haven't even gotten into an election. If Joe Biden wins the Democratic nomination, 100% guaranteed Trump will be your president again for another 4 years. The day that they announce Biden is the Democratic nominee, Donald Trump will be popping champagne. Make no mistake, Joe Biden doesn't stand a goddamn chance against Trump. Whether you like Trump or not, we're not trying to prop him up. I'm trying to illustrate how bad Biden is, okay? He will be decimated. Trump will eat him for breakfast during a debate. He will demolish him. It's over. Because they're both corrupt, but Trump is a bigger bully than Biden is, okay? And it's over. Forget it, man. Forget it. Biden doesn't stand a chance in hell. That's not even to mention all the people who just flat out won't vote for him, which is the whole thing, because who is Biden attracting? What does he have? All he's campaigning on is, I hate Trump, I'm going to beat Trump. Well, apparently you're not going to do that, and you have nothing else to fall back on. Like, what are your policies? Doesn't support Medicare for all, still takes corporate money. I mean, has no foreign policy position, most likely is just going to keep the wars going. Of course. What do you think? He's a goddamn racist who supported segregation. Forget it, man. So if you think that Biden is going to beat Trump with these numbers, man, he can't even beat other Democratic candidates at the moment. He can't even outraise them. He has no support. You know, he pulled all his online ads. Joe Biden is not running any more online ads because no one is donating. It was a waste of money. Go figure. Millennials don't want you. So this is a catastrophic quarter for Joe Biden. Okay, it's great for Bernie, great for Warren, great for Yang. Yang, man, he outraised himself by 5 times compared to the last quarter, right? From 2 million to 10 million. Okay, that's insane. 1 year ago, no one ever heard of Andrew Yang. I didn't even know who Andrew Yang was. And now look at him. He's closing in on Kamala Harris. Man, he's closing in on Biden, who is the vice president. Another completely ridiculous thing is Yang wasn't even mentioned on CNN or CBS. Cory Booker's at 6 million. Yang has 10 million. Why is he not on the screen? Considering who Biden is, considering that he's a tool of the establishment, that he's been in Washington so long, do you think that he will go silently, that he's just going to drop out now? I doubt it. You know, this guy will keep on going no matter what, no matter his racist outbursts, no matter that his brain is melting on television, no matter that he can't even raise enough money, that he has no support, no matter that he doesn't stand for anything. He doesn't care. And, you know, they've built this whole impeachment inquiry on top of, oh my God, you went after Joe Biden and his son. They're wagering the entire election on this inquiry. Okay, they're hoping that by impeaching Trump, they're going to prop up Joe Biden and they're going to make Trump look bad. It's not working. Like I said, Trump's donations have gone up. His support has gone up. It's solidified and galvanized his base. Trump voters don't care about Joe Biden. They don't give a crap that Trump brought him up during the phone call to Ukraine. They don't care. They just don't. Okay, and the fact that the Democratic establishment decided to impeach Trump over a phone call instead of his support for genocide in Yemen and selling $300 billion worth of weapons to Saudi Arabia and letting children die at the border, speaks volumes to the kind of integrity and the morals that they have. Like, this is what broke the camel's back, a phone call to Ukraine about Joe Biden. Oh yeah, that's why, because he's one of your buddies. He's one of the club, okay? So again, they think that this whole impeachment thing is gonna make up for Joe Biden's shortages and his shortcomings, rather, and the fact that he's nothing to run on and all he has is name recognition. They think that that's going to boost him. No, it's going to do the complete opposite. You're just solidifying Trump's base. His donations are going up. Well done. You're a bunch of idiots. Once again, the Democratic establishment shoots themselves in the foot. So yeah, I don't know if when Biden, what's going to happen with Biden. Who knows, man? You know, the tricks that the DNC pulls, that the establishment pulls. Who knows? He could still end up being the nominee despite all this. We saw what happened with Bernie. Bernie won the primary in many states, and you had delegates still going for Clinton. You had delegates going for Clinton, superdelegates supporting Clinton before the first vote was even cast in some states. The corruption is out there in broad daylight. They were sneaking debate questions to Hillary Clinton. Her whole candidacy was in control of the DNC. They were telling them what things to put out as press releases, what was not okay, what was okay. Forget it, man. The DNC is just a tool of whoever the corporate establishment candidate is right now. So if it's Joe Biden, then the DNC will serve Joe Biden. Last time it was Clinton, it served Clinton. So there you go, man. Very interesting numbers. Very interesting numbers. You know, I'm glad to see Sanders is on top. Again, you can't beat that real grassroots support. When you actually stand for something, when you actually represent real change, when you speak to what voters want, you get donations. You get support. Okay, Bernie Sanders' top donations are teachers, Walmart workers, Amazon workers, Starbucks workers. Why? Because they're working class people. Who does Bernie Sanders represent? Working class people. That's why they donate to him. That's why they support him. It's that simple. Okay? When you're not a corporate hack, that's the support you get. But when you are a corporate hack, you get numbers like Joe Biden.